Yes, people. What's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about is, of course, Arsenal's 2-1 win versus Fulham at home at the Emirates, back from international break. And this is how we do it in style. We win our game. Bukayo Saka scores a goal. Gabriel Martinelli has one of his best games in an Arsenal shirt in a long, 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 long time that Gabriel Martinelli has had himself one hell of a shirt, one hell of a game in an Arsenal shirt. Arsenal are 9 points behind Liverpool. It's unlikely we're going to catch Liverpool, let's be honest. At this point, it's just about continuing to win games, continuing to turn out results. But we need to keep one eye on the Champions League. And unfortunate, we got some injuries in today's game. But ladies and gentlemen, what a hell of a game it was. To be fair, the first 16 minutes into the game, we got some bad news. Yeah, 16 minutes into the game, we got some bad news. Gabriel Magalhaes goes down injured, and we're going to talk about that in a second. We also had Timber also immediately a couple minutes later also suffered some issues on his side. So it was two back-to-back injuries immediately and quick fire. And at that point, you just want to say to yourself, we're cursed or something. But boy, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves an interesting situation with both Timber, Ben White, and Gabriel Magalhaes all out. So first we have attacking injuries. Now it seems like we have defensive injuries. And I just don't know. The injuries keep piling up. The injuries just keep piling up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to find ways around it. We're going to have to suffer and just continue to grind it out, because when Gabriel Magalhaes went down, I was worried. I literally don't know what the extent of the hamstring injury is going to be. I hope he's okay. Gabriel Magalhaes is one of our best defenders. He's one of the better defenders in the league, and we need him. No debate. We need him as soon as possible. The injury risk raises major concerns over the defender's capabilities to play in the crucial match versus Real Madrid, just a week away. Fans and analysts alike are particularly worried as the match substitute for Arsenal was Kivior. And let's be honest, Kivior is just not of the standard or the level that Gabriel Magalhaes is. Which raises major concerns over our defensive capabilities in such a crucial game against the likes of Mbappe, Vini, Rodrigo, and just the other amount of pure talent that Real Madrid have. You got Real Madrid fans literally loving life hearing that Gabriel Magalhaes is injured. But hopefully him coming off in the 16th minute versus Fulham can mean that we rest him versus Everton, and he's ready to go versus Real Madrid next week on the 8th of April. This is a crucial game. The first leg at home, we need to win. And if the Madrid juju or the Madrid jinx, whatever you want to call it, Kivior versus Mbappe, just call it good night. Like it's our worst nightmare. It's our worst nightmare. Ben White, Timber, and all these guys getting injured at the same time is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. You can't write it. You just can't write it. But yeah, moving on to that, I thought the midfield were having a little bit of trouble with Fulham. I thought Fulham were able to cut through us quite a bit. As you can see here, you got Thomas Partey and Declan Rice trying to bring down Adama Traore. If Fulham were a little bit more clinical, they had opportunities. They could have ripped us apart, but we somehow got away with it. Mikel Moreno scores the opening goal. Ethan sets up the goal. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I did not think Mikel Moreno would be this good at scoring goals, but he seems to have an eye for goal better than majority of our forwards. His goal, once again, is a little bit of a deflection. It wasn't even on target, in my opinion. It wasn't an own goal, though, because it was on target. But he meant to shoot it in the near post and somehow deflected to the far post, and the keeper got beat. Everyone got beat, and they couldn't do nothing from there. But shout out to Ethan for setting up the goal. He had himself a tough game, to be fair. Ethan didn't have the best of games, in my opinion, but he could have done better there. Mikel Moreno, though, continues to keep his goal-scoring form. David Raya, once again, should be mad at his defense, because the goal that he conceded, it's a sloppy goal to concede, but it was kind of a little bit of a deflection also from his end, and he conceded that goal, if I'm not mistaken. The goal right at the end in the 94th minute, the clean sheet's right there. You could have got a clean sheet. You could have won the game 2-0, but boy, we concede a sloppy goal, and David Raya should be pissed to concede that goal. Bukayo Saka, guys. Bukayo Saka is back, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is he back, Martinelli looks on. Martinelli in today's game, ladies and gentlemen, he had himself one hell of a game, Martinelli. By the way, the highest rated player on the pitch. He created 5 chances today. Man set up the goal. He took 3 or 4 shots himself, and he could have easily scored himself. Martinelli was on fire, and he missed an opportunity. He set up another 5 chances, and the flick on for Bukayo Saka's goal. What are we doing? The flick on for Bukayo Saka's goal was amazing. I gotta give it up to Martinelli. He had himself one hell of a game. But we're gonna talk about Bukayo Saka in a second. Before we talk about Bukayo Saka, let me bring my boys Deo and Gooner Sulz in the building. Hope everyone's doing well. Shout out everyone in the comment section. Do me a favor, please do hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Anybody talking about title races, you're gonna get banned. There's no need for right now. Let's just enjoy our win. We don't need to worry about the title right now. But yeah, Sulz, Deo, how you guys doing? Bukayo Saka is back, scores a goal in his debut. Martinelli Masterclass. We got 2 injuries. How you guys feeling?
All good, man. All good. It's good to be back. It's good to watch the Arsenal after a month. I haven't watched anything. I don't know what's been going on. So, yeah, Eid Mubarak to everyone who has been celebrating. And what a way to be celebrate after Eid. 2 days, absolutely stuffed. And we get the win. I mean, it was a hard-fought win in some ways and not the best of performances overall, but that's what typically happens after the international break. I'm not too concerned. I mean, Gabriel going down, let's just see. I'm just going to hope that it's nothing too serious and, it's just something that kind of just tweaked in his hamstring or whatever, and that he'd be ready to go against Real Madrid. If not, we've got a job to do either way. I mean, there's so much that's happened, like Berta coming in as well. It's exciting times ahead of the club, in terms of...
We're going to have to talk about that another day.
Yeah, so overall, man, I can't complain, man. I mean, I've missed a lot of... I've not spoken for ages, so there's so many things that we can probably go into.
We're going to get onto it. Deo, come out of the shadows, bro. What are you saying?
I'm good, bro. How you guys doing, man? It's been a minute.
Talk to me about the satanic club Real Madrid and their injuries that happened to us.
No. There's nothing. Look, this game, I'm just happy that we won, and I just hope, like I had said to myself before this game, like there's no more title race for the league. Let's not go in and play gear 5, gear 6. Don't play high tempo game. Stay in gear 1, score 1 goal, defend it if you can, and let's just wait for the Champions League and see the best. And try and have your best players available for Champions League. It's going to be hard to beat Real Madrid. Very difficult. Even if we stand a chance, like we need our best players. So, getting injuries in this game, not good. But the game itself, I think we were in control fully, like from beginning to end. The deflection goal is a deflection goal. The defender put his leg there to defend the goal, and it deflected in the wrong direction. It's like, hey, I mean, we got a deflection goal as well off Marino, which can happen to any team. So, I'm just happy that we won. Saka, hey. Right place, right time. That's where the experience comes in. Of course, not overexerting himself, playing the way he played today. He needed the minutes in his leg. Let's hope that we have, a sharper Bukayo Saka, a sharper team. And we'll see how we set up against Madrid. That's really where my mind is at. Having your best player so you give yourself a better chance against the Madrid. In the league, don't overexert yourself. Score 1 goal. Play in gear 1. Maybe gear 2 if you need to, and then just keep it simple. Don't go getting injuries and all that. But yeah, we did well today.
Can I talk about Martinelli quickly?
Yeah, sure, man.
We'll mention one positive, one negative. Forget about the injuries. We already mentioned it. Once there's more news, we'll let you know. At this moment in time, we don't know enough about the injuries. I think Gabriel Magalhaes is a hamstring injury. Timber, what was it?
There was no injury. He carried on playing.
Oh, okay. He was taken off early. Martinelli. Today, Martinelli had one hell of a performance. Do you know he created the most chances he's created in Arsenal? Sure. in 4 years.
That's crazy. No, he was man of the match today. Like, he was sensational. Like, in terms of just everything that we needed to be done, taking on his match. It's pretty much what we've asked for. The only thing that I'll critique about his performance, I do think some of his end product could be worked on, but that's just a little nitpick of a thing. But yeah, today was sensational. You couldn't have asked for a better performance. I mean, he's clearly listened to the criticism that a lot of Arsenal fans are having. Maybe Berta's introduction has like lit up a fire up at least their asses, where, because we know like Martinelli's on the chopping block, so he's going to become a rotation piece, if anything, with the likes of Nico Williams being linked to the club, with obviously the wingers as well that we're looking at. You know, Leroy Sané becoming on a free side.
Do you know the last time he had a good game like this was against Brentford away?
Yeah, but I feel like he knows, like, if he doesn't, like, you know, step up and if he doesn't perform, he could be one of those players who now sees himself being phased out, just like Emil Smith Rowe has been. So, you know, he needed to step up, and he needs to, like, I think he's one of those players that I need to see a lot more from till the end of the season. I'm not saying he won't ever be replaced, or like we won't bring in a better player, but he's one of those ones which these sort of performances need to become the norm, because he is on the chopping block. And I think with Andrea Berta's like introduction coming in, and the way that Arteta's talking about this record-breaking window, players like Martinelli, I'm not saying him only, there's a lot of players in the squad who need to get their acts together, and today's a good sign. If he continues to do this, he'll get the backing of the fans, he'll get the backing of the manager, even if he plays a part role in the cups, rotations, you know, stuff like that, starting against maybe the lower level teams and stuff. But this is how you keep your spot, and this is how you keep the fans on your side. So, you know what, credit to him, because he's been getting a lot of stick this season, not just from myself, but from a majority of the fan base in terms of stepping up. And today is what we want to see. Today, you know, was the first time where we saw the Martinelli that we loved, and, you know, the one that Klopp called generational. And this is a sign of things to come. And I hope, you know, he steps up, because in the business end of the season is where a lot of players have stepped away. Let's just hope that he steps up as well.
We spoke about Mikel Moreno's goal, guys, but let's talk about Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka's back, scores a header literally minutes after subbing into the game. This is what he does, guys. He comes in, he sees what needs to be done, and he does it. And it didn't even seem like he was trying too hard today. He came on, it seemed like it was just a walk in the park for him. Bukayo Saka is just a level above everybody else we have in that final third, and be it with his head, his right foot, his left foot, whatever it is, he's gonna make a difference. And I was just happy to see him back in the Arsenal shirt, scoring goals again. And you know what? Just in time for Madrid, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you come back from that kind of injury, you have to take your time, and he did that. And this is where I'm glad that he's an experienced player, because he started really young, so he's experienced this. Like, he has a lot of experience playing in the Prem, which is a good thing, because coming back from this type of injury, he knows not to overexert himself. If you notice, he went to celebrate with one of the backroom staff after scoring that goal. I'm still trying to find out who that guy is and why he went to say, you know, maybe that was his personal trainer. Maybe that was somebody who told him exactly what he needed to do. Because everything is not on the manager. The manager will set the team up, you know what I'm saying, like, and agree on what player will play well. But, you know, these are the things that experienced players do. You come in, do your side of the business. I can imagine that even if he didn't get the goal, the minutes would have been good for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, since December, every good athlete will tell you, the longer you stay away from playing, or the longer you stay away from activity, the harder it is to get back into it. So, you know, him coming back now and just easing himself in slowly is a good thing. I'm happy. I'm happy he's back. I'm happy he's back.
I mean, we've got a real life example of a player who comes in and kind of gives it 100% in Dembele, for example, who has had like a history of like prominent, you know, hamstring injuries, and part of the reason isn't just because he was like maybe rushed back, or the element of like, you know, managers bringing him back too soon. It was every time he played after his injury, he gave it 100%. He was doing 100% sprints. And I'm glad to see, because Saka had a few moments where he would have taken on his man and ran to the bylines and, you know, whipped on a cross where he's decided to make a pass back. And I think the game state kind of helped as well, because we didn't need to score. It was just a case of he did manage to get a goal, but he didn't need to do anything for it. And ironically, he kind of got the goal in his weakest area, which is heading the ball. I'm so glad to see he actually can header and he can score headers. So No, man, it's good to see him back. We need him for the burner. We need him for Emirates and the burner bar legs.
You know what? There's one negative I gotta mention. I'm sorry. With every positive, there is negatives. And today's one negative I'll take away from today's game is Martin Odegaard's performance. He seemed like he was bumping into everybody. He didn't know exactly. I'm not saying he didn't know, but he was occupying a lot of the same spaces as some of the other players, and seemed like they were playing on top of each other, and the cohesion wasn't really there.
Miguel. Cohesion will not always be there in every game. That's number one, and that's not a negative. Martin Odegaard doesn't play like that consistently in every game. A negative will be if in every single game this season, Martin Odegaard has bumped into players every single time. Then we're like, you know what, that's a problem. In this particular type of game, let's be realistic. We're playing Mikel Merino as our 9. Who's a player who likes to drop back into the midfield? Of course there'll be clashes there. That's a standard thing.
No,
that's
but he was bumping.
But I'm saying this is a one-off.
He was bumping in with Ethan and Saka also.
My point exactly. This is a one-off, Miguel. It's not a norm. It's an exception. So it's not a problem. Like, and a problem would be if it's a normal thing that happens game in, game out, week in, week out. We haven't seen Odegaard have this issue with any other player. And again, players are just coming back from the international break. This is something that usually happens when you've been away for a while. You get your feet back together, you get yourself together. The whole game plan for this game was just come in and win the game. Win the game, get the points, so that we can at least be up there regardless, even though we're not challenging for the title anymore. But get the points, win the game, get your feet together. Let me say something about Martinelli real quick. I hear you, Sulz, I hear you. But you know what? On the other side of things is when you play like this in a game, Martinelli, it's good for the player's psyche. It's very good for the player's confidence. Very good for his, now I'm sure you feel like, I gave my all today. Game in, game out. If he can do this for the rest of the season, great stuff. Great stuff for his confidence.
All right. Let's do the player ratings. First things first. David Raya. I'm giving David Raya a 7. I thought he could you deflection, wrong-footed. You can't really go and blame him for the goal, right? You guys agree?
He had nothing to do. I'd give him like a 6-7. Yeah.
Timber, injury worries, came off in the second half. Didn't really notice anything negative. I'll give him a 7.
No, he played the cross into Marino.
Yeah.
So
no, that was Ethan. That was Ethan.
Oh shit, was it Ethan? Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Then I'll give him
William
a 6.
Saliba. Unfortunate that we conceded the goal, but really and truly, he had himself one hell of a night. I'll give him a 7.5.
Yeah, I can agree.
Gabriel Magalhaes wasn't on for long enough to give him a rating. Miles Lewis-Skelly, positive performance once again. Give him a 7.
Nah, he was a bit more quieter than his normal performances. I don't think he got involved as much as I thought.
I think he had a lot of work to do.
I'd also say like this is just critique because he is young, but this is just a bit of critique that the goal was semi his fault, but he could have done better for it. So I'm gonna say, look, I've got to be fair in it. I'm gonna go 6.5 for me.
I'll give you the midfield. What do you give in the midfield? Partey.
Partey, not much really to do. I'd say like a 7, standard 6-7.
Declan Rice. Good set piece delivery.
Yeah, 7.
Martin Odegaard.
He's got to get like a 5, right? Because I don't know. I don't even know if he did anything good.
It's funny you say that, but every pass went through him. He had the most touches on the Arsenal team today, and every positive pass today went through him. Go look at the stats. It's a different thing when you watch the game and you think that he's bumping into people, and then you look at what the output of what he is doing is. That's the difference. It's like today I think the team in general, honestly, after international break,
yeah.
All right. And then the front three. I'm going to give Ethan a 7. He got an assist. Mikel Merino gets a 7.5. He got the goal. Martinelli, 8.5. What a performance from him. I thought he was outstanding. One of his best performances in an Arsenal shirt in a long time. Kivior came on. He played okay. I'll give him a 6. Saka, 7.5 for getting the goal. Coming on 8, actually. Give him an 8. Came on, scored a goal, impacted the game right away. And then Trossard, really don't feel like Trossard was on long enough to give him a proper rating. But do you guys disagree with anything I said there?
What did you give Martinelli? I didn't hear it.
8.5.
Yeah, that's fine.
The man of the match for me. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. We got hopefully Ben White, Timber, and Gabriel Magalhaes can be back soon. Injury woes once again. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Somebody said 6 for Partey. Nah, he gets a 7, man. It wasn't that bad. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys.
Thomas Partey did 2 coverings for Timber when Timber was out forward. Actually, twice did he cover for Timber. A bunch of times did he marshal that midfield. He literally was almost the last man a couple of times. Thomas Partey is a 7.5 for me this game.
Yeah, 7.5 for me also. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I'm gonna head over to the terrace. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Peace. Love for the love, people.